This More Than the Score panel of opinions is brought to you by Southwest Kia.
Welcome back to More Than the Score, and this is definitely more than the score. We are sticking with sports, but going into maybe the newest, fastest growing realm of sports. Mike Van Driel, CPO of Dreamhack, joining us now, and we are talking eSports. So just for the folks at home who don't know what eSports is, what are eSports?
So eSports, to put it simply, I mean, the E stands for electronic. So it's simply playing video games competitively for money. So pretty much kind of the spectator sport of video games. So just like normal sports, pretty much.
And you're in town because of the Dreamhack Austin event, just its third year here in Central Texas. Can you tell us what's going on with this event?
Yeah, so it's, as you said, our third year back in Austin. We're thrilled to be back. And basically, it's just a huge gaming festival taking over the downtown convention center. So we're hosting probably 6 or 7 different major eSport tournaments, players coming in from all around the world for them. And then on top of that, we've got some different music acts happening. Corella's coming, huge Bring Your Own Computer LAN party attached to the event. A lot of like indie game showcase happening. So it's kind of like everything gaming and internet all just kind of plumped together, and then everybody online can tune into all the different eSport tournaments happening.
And you were saying that this is a different type of Dreamhack event than what occurs around the world with you guys, because this is more of a festival than just a gaming event, right?
Yeah, so I mean, esports has exploded these days. There's so much interest. I mean, a lot of the, for example, the Dallas Cowboys now own an esports team, right? So, and a lot of this is very singularly focused on esports. What we do is a little bit more broad. We've got a lot of content that's more just kind of in the gaming sphere, more casual focused, kind of something really for everybody, not just the most hardcore part. So, whereas a lot of esports events these days are focused, just on one game, whether it's League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Dota, or any number of other titles, we're having tournaments in 10 different titles, right? And a lot of these are super accessible. So for example, in Hearthstone, it's like everybody can show up, sit down and play. And then over 3 days, we'll find of the, about 300 players who all show up and play, who's the best one of those.
Esports isn't just one sport or one video game that you can play. It encompasses a wide range of video games. Most sports fans are familiar with the Madden video games or the NCAA football video games. Would those be considered in the realm of esports as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think esports is kind of if there's an audience that's into watching a game, and certainly there is an audience interested in watching Madden and FIFA and a lot of these sports titles. So I would say they're definitely not the biggest esport titles, but it's like you say, it's just like sports. And I mean, the size of the audience around hockey or football or all different sports is different, and esports is no different. Every kind of game is just its own sport, and they all have kind of different intricacies. Some are team-based, some are individual. I mean, it's a huge amount of diversity around all of it.
The video games, the sports that you guys are playing, are they console-based systems like with an Xbox or a PS4, or are they computer-based systems, or does it encompass everything in esports?
Yeah, it's everything. Some of the tournaments are on PlayStation, Street Fighter and so forth are good examples. I mean, we even have, Super Smash Bros. Melee, which is on GameCube, which is, 10 years old.
Yeah.
I would say our bread and butter is definitely PC-based, so it's Counter-Strike, PUBG. Those are our really big titles that are the biggest tournaments we're having. And I mean, these days it's also even, Hearthstone, where people can actually play on their phone, So it's all the platforms pretty much.
My director's in my ear. He's saying Overwatch.
Yeah.
Is he right?
Yeah, Overwatch. We're actually having the Houston Outlaws are coming, who is the, they're the Houston Overwatch League team. They also, within their territory, Austin is included in that. So they're coming, and they're actually running a kind of community-based tournament there. So any Overwatch fans should definitely come out to Dreamhack Austin as well.
You might see Lovelace out there then. You said Austin was your guys' first foray into the U.S.
Yep.
Why did you choose Austin? Why Central Texas? Was this a place that you see a lot of activity online and say these folks down in Austin like their video games, or is it just because it's a cool city? Why did you guys choose Austin to launch here?
So I think it was actually kind of a combination of all those things in terms of like it's a great city that people love to travel to. And I mean, when we were looking at, entering the States, we were like, how can we make sure our first event is successful? Because if it doesn't go good, then it's going to be hard to keep going, right? And so Austin and specifically Texas, we know there's a ton of gamers here. there's a huge history when it comes to specifically like bring your own computer events. QuakeCon is happening up in Dallas, which is the largest bring your own computer event in North America. So we wanted to kind of be within, you know, driving distance of that. And I mean, when we came here, we just fell in love with the city, really. The convention center is great. Obviously, a lot of nearby hotels. So it all kind of just ticked every box. And I mean, we're a bit of a unique organization in terms of, you know, we want the event to be able to be open for the Bring Your Own Computer part 24/7. You know, we wanted a lot of different special stuff, and you know, a lot of venues don't necessarily understand this or see that. And but they understood here, you know, so it was a great fit.
The fact that you say you've got some 24/7 events, and these gamers, they can go all night, can't they?
Yeah.
Like these are marathon sessions, huh?
Yeah.
That's wild. Does Austin play so well because it is a tech city? I mean, it's known as Silicon Hills, and you've got Dell that was started here, and all these other tech companies that are emerging and moving here. Does that help feed into the gaming community?
Yeah, I think so. And I think definitely for anyone who comes down to the show, you'll see like a lot of the smaller, we have a kind of indie game zone where a lot of these indie small developers can kind of come show off their game. And it's, I mean, they're not, you know, the huge publishers with giant marketing budgets. So it's just usually the people actually making the game coming and showing off their game. And those are the people that actually live in Austin, right? So I think just the kind of DNA of the town really actually meshed well with the DNA of Dreamhack, because Dreamhack also, I think, is a little bit special in that way.
Now, for the viewers at home that don't know, this is truly a global thing. We mentioned that Austin's the first stop or first time it came to the U.S. How global is it? Where are you guys? How worldwide is Dreamhack our eSports?
Yeah, so we do 11 events this year. 3 of those will be in Sweden. That's, you know, our kind of home turf. But we're also doing events in France, in Spain. In Canada, we're also doing Dreamhack Atlanta. That's our other American event. And I'm probably forgetting one other country, but I mean, we're really kind of global. And of course, I mean, a big part of this is that all the esports tournaments we're streaming online, this is a completely global audience, right? So they're watching from all different countries. So even if there's not a Dreamhack event happening, typically there's people watching Dreamhack content everywhere.
You know it's big time when he's forgetting countries that they hold events in. Mike Van Driel, thank you so much for joining us. You guys can check out Dreamhack Austin at the Austin Convention Center this weekend. Thank you for watching MTTS. Have a great night.